Okay, folks, today we're going to go over building a budget sniper rifle. Now, one of the things that are kind of like the gold standard for sniper rifles is everyone always talks about 1 MOA. It's a 1 MOA gun. Well, what that basically means is at at 100 yards it'll shoot an inch group, at 200 yards it'll shoot a 2-inch group, and so on and so on. Which is not relatively hard to do, in my personal opinion, if you're a decent shooter. Now, when you get out to the longer distances, that's when it becomes a little bit more difficult, and then you have to start relying that, hey, I just have a really solid rifle and good solid ammunition. Well, what we have right here is a Savage Model 10 FP. Now, this is before the AccuTrigger models. The current FPs with the AccuTrigger are running about $775 MSRP, but you can find older ones, much like this, for really cheap. I picked this up in a kind of like a package deal. He had it listed individually, but he also had a Anderson Arms lower that I wanted to get off him, and we got the whole entire deal in a package sale. But he was originally asking $675 for this rifle. Now, let's take a closer look at this rifle. Hopefully there's enough light. But as far as optics on it, is a Bushnell Banner 4x12 optic. Not the greatest optic, but if you're looking to build a rifle that'll get you out to 500 yards, 12 zoom is adequate. 5x20 is more ideal. But Bushnell banners are pretty cheap. On Optics Planet, you can find one for, I think, $105.95. So basically, for under $110, you can get a decent scope. It's definitely not going to be a Zeiss, a Night Force, a Trijicon, a Leopold Mark IV, but it'll definitely do the job that you need it to do. As far as stocks, everyone wants a Macmillan stock. They're popular, and they make really great products, but they're going to be more expensive than your rifle. A great alternative is a Bell and Carlson stock like this. A lot of stocks, especially on the Remington 700s, are not great. We got the original stock with it. It's plastic, not fiberglass like these and Macmillans are. Really what you're looking for is making sure that it does not touch your barrel, especially when you have a heavy barrel like this one is. You don't want it touching your barrel because of the harmonics. After you fire a shot, your barrel will rattle. Even though you can't notice it, it'll rattle. If something touches it, it'll throw it off. Especially, that's why everyone says semi-automatic rifles will never be as accurate as bolt-action rifles, is because your harmonics get messed up by gas systems, pistons, all that mess. Bell and Carlson makes a really good option. This is their classic style. They retail for about $250. You can find a lot of these for about $200 used. So with the optic, let's just go, rough ballpark of 110, a stock of 250. So you're looking at 360 right there on top of the rifle, which can go anywhere from 775 if you're on the Savage 10 route. A lot of Remingtons are about the same price depending on what type you get. But a downside to the Remingtons is, instead of getting this beautiful 24-inch bull barrel, on the Remington 700 SPSs, unless you're getting the SPS varmint, you will end up with a 20-inch barrel. That 4-inch difference is huge when it comes to sniper rifles or distance rifles, whatever you're going to call it. You're robbing yourself of roughly 200 feet per second. Kind of the rule of thumb is for every inch longer or shorter your barrel is, you're going to lose or gain 50 feet per second. Now that's not an exact number, but it's pretty much a rule of thumb, and is pretty widely accepted by a lot of gunsmiths and hand loaders out there. Well, this is a pre-Accu trigger Model 10. So some of these you can get them for as cheap as, $400. Like I said, this one, the stock, your factory stock, the scope, the mounts, and everything, he was asking $675 for it. So you can find rifles that are already ready to roll like that. As far as a trigger, some of the Accu triggers ones you may want to look into, just because those are easier to adjust down to more acceptable weight than the pre-Accu trigger ones. That's one thing Savages are known for, having sort of rough triggers, but they are known for accuracy. The Savage 10 FP's, really popular tactical bolt gun. If you look in James Yeager's budget sniper rifle, that's what he has for his, but except he has a fixed zoom. Not a big fan of fixed zoom, but FPs, you'll find them with police units, for their marksmen and whatnot. It's just a really solid platform. One of the things you'll notice on this rifle is I do not have a bipod on it. I really don't believe that bipods are a necessity for any type of rifle, really. They add more weight to your weapon. It's more money that you're going to spend, especially since we're talking about budget ones. Ground's not always even, so that's where a bipod has its weak parts. Your ground may not be perfectly level. Yes, there are some bipods out there that are designed to try to negate that, and they do a halfway decent job. But really, the best thing to use is a sandbag or a rucksack as a rest. So all in all, you can easily find a 1 MOA rifle. Your mounts and rings you can get into for anywhere from $15 to $300. I believe these are Warns. Warns are really solid mounts. They're quick detach, and really it depends if you're getting quick detach or just regular ones that you got to screw in. You can't move them around. It also depends if you're going to get a high dollar 20 MOA base. So these are just quick detach mounts on the little slots of 913 rail that were already on this rifle. When you get into your more higher end sniper rifles and tactical bolts, whatever you're going to call them, a rule of thumb really is your glass ought to cost as much as your rifle. This Bushnell banner, it's fine for now, but I'm definitely going to look into some Trijicon 5x20s, some loopholes, maybe Night Forces. A lot of the scopes are well over $1,000, but if you don't have good glass, your rifle is going to be as useful as it should be. 308 is the bare minimum caliber for a 500-yard gun. You can reach out to 1,000 yards with 308s. 223, unfortunately, as much as I love that round, it just doesn't have the long distance capability. As far as ammo runs, your bolt guns won't be finicky, really, at least they shouldn't be. You can find some Hornady 155 AMAXs, which I'm about to run them this tomorrow morning, see how those perform. I've shot 168s through it. It likes 168s pretty good. I haven't shot any ball ammo through it yet, just because ranges around here just don't approve of ball ammo. But for your longer distance, you're going to want the 168s. You could try 175s through them. You're going to want that heavier round for distance shooting. They just have, as strange as it sounds, they don't drop as badly as the lighter grains do. They're also not affected as much by wind. They won't get pushed out to the far, to the left and to the right. But altogether, it's very easy to build a 500-yard gun for well under $1,000. It all just depends on what stuff. I mean, I got this rifle for a phenomenal deal. That's why I have it. And the way it's set up, it's easy. I mean, if we add it all up, say you got let's say you got a used Savage 10 for $600. All right, 600 plus. Let's say you get a brand new stock. We'll go a little bit pricey on it. Brand new stock, so that's $850. Let's go 110. So that's $960. And then for the mounts, you can easily find some $40 mounts. Your trigger, I've shown you guys how to adjust it for the pre-Accu trigger models. If you find one that has an Accu trigger in it, you can easily adjust that yourself to an acceptable trigger pull weight. So it's not hard to build a sub 1 MOA gun for under $1,000. We'll have some more future budget guns on there. I'm probably going to build an AR for Tanner here in the near future, or at least try to have my dad help me out on that project. And if we do that, we'll definitely post videos on your budget rifles. As always, comment, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, y'all.